Hello YouTube! Welcome to our very first video. So today we're going to cover some of the basics of quail keeping, and I'm also going to go over a few varieties with you and their nutritional needs. These are Egyptian pharaohs, also known as common browns, pharaohs, Egyptians, and probably a ton of other names that I can't think of right now. With the new craze in quail keeping, there's several new varieties being developed, and it's kind of hard to keep track. These guys right now are going crazy because, well, they're spoiled little brats, and every time I come out to see them, I bring them goodies. Today's treat is apple, which they love very much. So the really cool thing about this particular variety is they're what's known as auto-sexing. If you see right here, the gentleman moving in the back there, I want you to take note when he looks up that he has a solid, rusty-colored chest. This is probably what makes them one of the most popular breeds, or variety of coturnix quail, because they are auto-sexing. The male has a solid orange rusty chest, and the females, let me see if she's going to let me pick her up, have this beautiful speckled chest. There you go, sweet pea. So again, speckled chest is a little lady. Let's see if I can get him. Solid, rusty-colored chest is a little man. He's got apple all over his face. I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of the varieties kept right here in the breeder shack, also known as the quail shack. Well, I'm sure you guys will get used to seeing this in my upcoming videos. I'm going to show you a couple cool things. One of the things we do here on our farm, it's our motto, honestly, is to reuse, renew, and repurpose. So I will absolutely be sharing with you our designs for our recyclable waterers and feeders. Let's see if I can show you that real quick. These recyclable feeders. And the great thing is you want to get into if you want to get into quail keeping with this stuff, the startup is pretty much dirt cheap. So let's go ahead and move on. Again, this is our common browns. I'm going to come up now and I'm going to show you a pair of our Texas A&Ms. All right. So there's our little male. Let me see. Oh, she's hiding in her box. And our little female, she is waiting. She knows what time it is. Come on, princess. So that's our Texas A&M hen. And we do have other breeders, just not in this particular setup. She, again, is a Texas A&M, and this is the cock for the A&M. The really crazy thing, there's a big rumor that goes around about these, that these are developed by the Texas A&M University to be solid white meat. Y'all, that's only partially true. You see, Texas A&M University did develop this particular variety of coturnix quail. And they actually do have a much larger breast. They were developed for commercial use in restaurants. So when you were looking for your chefs in fine dining, they wanted a larger bird. They do still have the dark meat back straps and the legs and etc., etc. They were just bred to basically produce a bigger breast portion, which is, as you know, solid white meat. You're just going to stomp all over your apple. All right, I'm going to take you over here and show you another variety. These are also so many names. I've heard them called Red Range. I've heard them called Tibetan, Dark Range, or Range in general. All of that has to do with the amount of red in their feathering. Come on, babies. Come get your apple. Okay, this one is a prime example of what would probably be referred to as a Red Range. If you notice, she has a lot of red feathering, pin feathering, and speckling in the back. And honestly, guys, they all taste the same. If you're raising them for meat, color is honestly just your preference. I've raised quails now for about 10 years. Here's another prime example of a Red Range. Do you see all that red ticking in his tail? They all lay the same. They all taste the same. You know, barring the A&M, it does have a little bit more of a breast meat production. And it's really just what you think you want to see in your backyard. They make the same sounds. They lay the same eggs. You know, they can grow out. Oh, and as far as jumbos, I want to go ahead and address that. One thing I've learned is any color can have jumbo in it, and you can absolutely create your own jumbo line. Oh my goodness, you greedy things. All you need to do is breed consistently your larger males to your largest females, and you will absolutely increase your line and have a jumbo line probably within a year. You know, just keep measuring, keep weighing, keep an eye on what you're feeding, and you'd probably be pleasantly surprised. Okay, guys? Now, with everybody creating new crazy colors and stuff, I thought, why not? I'll throw a, fun pin together too. Let me take you down here. Hi, Booze. Give me an apple, please. It's apple time. Get your treats. All right, so here in front of you guys, you're going to see an Egyptian brown Pharaoh hen. Yeah, let's get another piece in there. They're being a little greedy. This would be a prime example of a dark range. That would be a prime example of a red range. You see the red? The only difference between this one and this one is the reds. Back here in the back, this is not an A&M. There may be a brand new, I guess, name for it. Come back out, Booze. I was always told they were called pandas. Let me see if I can get you a better picture. Let me move over onto the... Oh, no, he's coming back now. And if you note, on the back of his head, it is not black spotting like you see in an A&M. It's more of a Pharaoh or an Italian type marking. And honestly, I think that's the only difference. I've never seen any true difference between egg laying or anything like that between the breeds. It's really a personal choice. So I'm going to move you over to the other side. I have a couple over there that I don't think you got to see yet. Let's see here. All right. This is considered a fawn. She did have a leg injury, so we'll have to keep an eye on her. There's a better view of the pied on the back of the head. That back there, I would call that an Egyptian pied or Egyptian tuxedo. But again, there's a million different names for things now, so don't quote me. I'm going to move you over now, and I'm going to show you some of our Italian breeders. Now, these are commonly confused with the Manchurian, but honestly, the only difference I can really see, aside from lighter markings on the females and a chocolate face on the males, there's no real big difference. Let me get them to come back up. Come on, babies. Get your apple. Come on, smile pretty for the camera. I got hay everywhere. There we go. And again, this is one of the few auto-sexing breeds, and it's the same exact thing. The hens are going to have speckles on their chest, so they're the ones to the left and the middle. And then the little male is going to be more golden with no spotting on his chest. Now, he, I believe, is more of a golden morph. But again, with all the crazy names coming out, God only knows. You going to come up so they can say hi to you, handsome? So again, this is Italian and golden Italian. The difference between him and a golden Manchurian male would be that the male of the golden Manchurian variety would have a much darker, chocolatier face with a white bib. Well, sometimes they don't have the bibs. Now, before I let you guys go, as promised, I'm going to show you some of their feed. Excuse me. Me and my handy-dandy cat litter box. Or, I'm sorry, bucket. Now, for us, it's pretty important, first off, to address their nutritional needs. With quail, even though they are smaller, they do have a higher protein need. Your traditional lay-in may do, and you may even get them to lay, but what you're going to find is it's going to be a lot harder to get weight on them, especially with the A&Ms in the breast, and their dress-out weight's going to be a little bit smaller, and the eggs are not going to be as many. So what we do is we use, I'm just going to get you a good view of it, a beautiful turkey starter crumble. And in there, you're going to see milo, wheat, barley. Goodness, I forget what else we put in there. Rye, that's right, thank you. And wheat is in there as well. I think I said that already. And they absolutely love this. It's one of their, they go nuts for it. And it's a great way to make sure that they are getting a good balance. I mean, in their natural state, seeds and things like that are going to be things that they're looking for, they're scavenging out, and they're eating. So this way you're going to introduce enough protein and enough variety to keep them happy. And so far, so good for these guys. It's worked out beautiful for us. And I can't really complain. I'll give you one more view down here. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to comment. I'd be happy to address them. And hey, if you know any of the varieties or other names I may have potentially forgotten for the varieties here, feel free to reach out. Oh, did you bring her out? Here we go, guys. Our beautiful Pharaoh pied or Egyptian pied. You know, and if you're not on Facebook, guys, feel free to hang out with us here, comment. We love interacting with people. But if you're on Facebook, feel free to check us out. it's Greenwood Farm and Game Birds. You'd find a couple different albums on there to help you with variety and the auto-sexing breeds. And I'm even going to be doing a video probably here on YouTube and on Facebook for the vent sexing, which can be a little bit tricky. Well, on that note, thank you guys so much for joining us. Hi, sweetie. We were so happy to have you here for our very first video. And, you know, we'll look forward to having you join us on our further ones. Until next time, you guys, this is Jessie from Greenwood Farm and Game Birds, signing off. Say bye, Boos.